Everybody ready to play some ball? Okay, good deal. It is a great day to be a Parks and Recreation Director in the City of Tampa. I mean, we have a great center here in Spring Hill. It's probably one of the best in the city. And we have a fantastic director here, Harold. Where's Harold? He's outstanding center director. And we're about to introduce an outstanding partner who's going to explain what we're going to do here. It's something I've been working very hard to bring into City of Tampa. But let me introduce Cal Ripken Jr. Foundation and Steve Salon.
Thanks very much. So, you wonder what, Cal Ripken, Baltimore, what are you doing down in Tampa? About 4 years ago, we started building what we call youth development parks. And the idea was, as we traveled around the country, the Ripken Foundation's mission is to help at-risk kids, give them opportunities in life. We learned very quickly, and we knew it, and these guys know it, and you know it, but when you see it everywhere you go across the country, you really want to do something about it, and that is these kids do not have a safe place to play outside in neighborhood after neighborhood across the country. And they're not there because it's not safe. And you drive through these neighborhoods and you see teenagers, you see young adults, you see gang members, you see drug dealers, you see prostitution. You don't see the young kids playing. But they live there. And so that's what we started looking into, and that's what this is all about for us. And so since 2010, we've built 34 parks. 2 days ago in Hartford, Connecticut, we cut the ribbon on number 34. By next June, we'll have 50, and we hope from there it goes to 100. Our initial goal was to build 50 parks. Our first park was built on the site of Old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, where the Orioles played, where Cal and Bill Ripken got their start, where Brooks Robinson got his start, with Greg Bayer, who was the Parks and Rec director in Baltimore at the time. And so we have a long relationship with Greg, and when he came down to Tampa, he said, you guys got to come down. The mayor here is a wonderful guy, and it turns out, Mayor, that that's actually true. We checked you out.
Talk to my mother.
Derek Jeter says he's a wonderful guy, and you can quote me on that. And so that's why we're here. We just want to give these kids a chance. We work with Boys and Girls Clubs, we work with Parks and Rec Centers, we work with inner city schools, the people who care about these kids. There's so many people who care about these kids, and yet they can continue to be left behind. And what we found is when you bring the right group of people together, no matter where you are, you can really change the trajectory of their lives, and that's what this is about. So Mayor, thank you for inviting us down. It really means a lot to us to have the opportunity to partner with you, to work with Greg Bayer again, to work with all your folks who are here. We won't let you down. We're here for the long term, and we look forward to this very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let me go into a few of the details here. This partnership is a 50-50 deal. They're coming to Tampa to raise money to support half of this project. That's just phenomenal. We're going to have a synthetic turf field here all the way up to the backstop, and it's not just a baseball field, folks. It's a training center. We have a full program. They have a educational program online that we're going to follow. It's healthy choices, healthy children, and it's about making the right decisions, integrate sports into it. So it's fantastic we're going to have here. And we're looking for more sponsors. We have shade structures and lights, and so if we put that in there too, maybe we'll find some sponsors step up. We keep doing this a lot. It seems like I keep introducing the mayor because we're doing another park. It's actually fantastic, all these new parks, and it's due to this great mayor, Mayor Bob Buckhorn.
To be able to, we have a few legendary baseball players in this community. We just saw a legendary New York Yankee shortstop retire, Derek Jeter, but to know that we are going to partner with perhaps one of the best baseball players that ever played the game, somebody who played it with the dignity and the honor and the longevity that it deserves in Cal Ripken, really is an honor for us. And to know that Cal's foundation is giving back to the community even after he has finished playing, and to know that here in Sulphur Springs, which, as Councilman Reddick knows, is a neighborhood that was teetering on the precipice. It wasn't that long ago that But for an intervention, this neighborhood would have died. It would have been overrun with bad influences and drugs and gangs and guns and violence. And a lot of people stepped up to the plate to try and do something about it. And historically, what has happened is that social service agencies and city government has all approached these things in their own little silos. That they wouldn't talk to each other, they wouldn't work with each other. The Boys and Girls Club wouldn't talk to the Y, and the city wouldn't talk to the county, and the church groups wouldn't talk to anybody. That's different now. And everyone is here in the Springs, a neighborhood that desperately needed it, not because of the tax value, but because of the kids that live here who had no future and who were guaranteed one outcome, and that was that they were going to be a statistic. And so to know that everyone has jumped into this, that they're all around the table, from the neighborhood association to the Kahn Foundation to Head Start to the school system to the Boys and Girls Club to the YMCA to church groups, and now with Cal Ripken and the Ripken Foundation and our amazing staff at Tampa Parks and Recreation. This will be one more place that the young people who live here in Sulphur Springs will have to come to with adult supervision, with good role models, away from the dangers of the streets, away from the drug dealers, away from the broken homes, and they can come here and be little kids. And to learn the value of athletics, the way I learned the value of athletics, and to learn from coaches and mentors who will give them the right path to choose, not the wrong path. Because I can guarantee you, you can go 2 blocks from here and you will find the wrong path. And there will be plenty of people that will push you down that path. And when the Drex are recruiting 14 and 15-year-olds, and 17th and 12th streets over here are a no man's zone, we need a place like this that these young people can come and be safe and develop their leadership skills and develop their athletic schools on a world-class facility. So to Cal Ripken and the foundation, thank you for believing in Tampa. Greg, we stole you from Baltimore. Thank you for stealing this idea and bringing it with you. I can tell you he has harangued me for 3 years. 3 years, and I kept telling him, no, we don't have the money. No, we don't have the money. Finally, I said, Greg, I think we got the money. And so it's an exciting day, not for me and for Councilmember Reddick, but for the kids of the Springs. This is a good day for them, and ultimately that's what we should be all about. So thank you to the Ripken Foundation. Councilmember Reddick, the mic is yours.
Mayor, you have said it all. Only thing I can do is just say thank you to the Ripken Foundation and all of those who are going to be involved with this to make this possible. The mayor stated that the kids in this community desperately needed this. They lack a lot of opportunities, but it seems that we're moving forward in the right direction to give them that opportunity to get out and experience some recreational needs, and this is very important, especially to this community. So I thank all those who are involved with the Ripken Foundation, and thank the mayor for moving forward with this. And Greg, thank you. And we're just glad to be here as part of this today.
All right. Thanks, anybody. If anybody has, any of the media have any questions, we're not going anywhere. It's too nice outside.
Could I introduce one other?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I overlooked a key player, my partner. We presented 2 years ago to National Rec and Parks, Chuck Brady from the Ripken Foundation, who's the point person on all these projects. And he's integral, and he's going to make this happen for us here. Thank you, Chuck.
Mr. Danielson.
So what's the schedule for doing this work, and what's the budget for it?
Our portion of it is $500,000. Well, you guys should come up here and answer these questions, and I'll let the Ripken Foundation speak for its portion of it.
So that's right. The mayor and the city have committed $500,000. We are going to kick off a campaign now to raise the second $500,000. It's going to cost $1 million to do this. And so our hope is that it takes 3 to 6 months to raise the money, and we break ground sometime in March, sometime around that time period. And once we start, it takes about 9 weeks, 10 weeks to build. And so hopefully by the summer, this park will be filled with kids.
What's unique about this new stadium, the turf and everything you're going to do? What's different than this ball field we're already looking at?
Well, the reason we use synthetic turf is actually there's several reasons. The first reason is because we want these kids to have the same thing that the kids in other neighborhoods get. And so we set out to build the nicest park these kids are ever going to have the opportunity to play on, regardless of where they go in life. And so the builder that we use, called Fields Incorporated, they work with the Denver Broncos. They work with the Green Bay Packers. Mayor, they put in Target Field for the Minnesota Twins. That's the quality park these kids are going to get, and we wouldn't settle for anything less. So that's the first reason. Second reason is that when you put in a park with grass outfield, some of the municipal parks have grass infields also, they look beautiful, and we've put money into those. They look beautiful on day one, and everybody claps and celebrates, and then you come back 6 months later and it's overgrown again. This is a nice park, but when you see what we build, I think you'll understand that piece or the first piece where, give these kids something that they've never had access to before. And then the last reason is what we have found. This was not our original purpose, but what we have found is when you build this, it becomes a gathering point for the good things in the neighborhood. And what happens is the kids come, and the parents or grandparents, and typically it's the grandparents. These kids don't have two parents in their home. We hope they have one. They come out, and then law enforcement is out. And we have some programs where we match law enforcement with the kids, and Greg has been participated in those. And the police officers become coaches and mentors for the kids. It's not about baseball for us. For us, it's not about none of this is about baseball. That's, Ripken was a great baseball player, and his brother was a great baseball player, and so that's just the hook. We're just trying to give these kids a safe place to play anything they want to play. So that's the idea. And it also is much more user-friendly for multi-purpose games and sports than a grass or dirt park also.
This is the training centers working on baseball and softball. You need additional staff.
Actually, I should have Heather and Alvin come up here, but they've been telling me we've got retired coaches itching to get out here to be mentors from the high schools and the colleges. We have affiliation with USF already. It's very interested in coming out here, and so we're not going to need any more staff. We're going to maybe have to figure out how we're going to use all the volunteers we're going to get.
One question for the fundraising, on fundraising. 3 to 6 months, is that consistent with what it's taken in the other 34 cities?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It varies from city to city. It's easier for us when it's in proximity to where we're located. So, Baltimore, Richmond, Virginia, up to Philadelphia, it's a drive, so it's easier for us. But we're going to be here raising that money. And if we don't raise it, we're going to contribute it out of our, operating resources that we're a nonprofit, 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're not a private foundation, so what we have, we go out and raise, just like your local nonprofits here do.
And if somebody wants to contribute, how do they go about doing that?
They can either contact us, and the Ripken Foundation website is a good place to start, ripkenfoundation.org. They can call me or Chuck Brady, or they can reach out to the mayor's office or to Greg Bayer. The one thing we try never to do, though, is when we come into a community like this and start raising money, we don't want to take resources away from the Boys and Girls Clubs or your YMCA, because that doesn't do anybody any good. You're taking from one pot, giving to another. We're trying to bring in new resources and create new opportunities, not take from existing.
And I will say this is the addendum. Just think because Cal Ripken and the Orioles are being so generous that the Rays aren't going to whip their backside next year. We are not going to take any prisoners at all. We're still going to win, and we're going to beat the Orioles.
I just want to say one thing. No, you're going to like this, and we'll invite you up with Greg.
Here, let me pull the plug here.
Every February, we have our big, in Baltimore, we call our Aspire Gala, and we honor 2 or 3 people who are role models for others and who have achieved great success in their life. Joe Madden's one of our honorees this February.
Is he really?
And we're building a park with Joe. Joe's from Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and we're building a park up there with Joe that will go under construction. It's an indoor facility this winter.
That's great. I just saw him last night. He's opening the restaurant. All right. If no one else has any questions, we'll see you at the ribbon cutting. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.